Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I am Jake.
And this is Jake Reads Your Comments.
You're goddamn right. This is my show.
Yeah. He makes me come here, though, so.
I make you come here as well.
Yeah.
There's a comma. So.
This is going well.
Grammar.
So today, Jake's going to be reading some of your comments and responding to them, and I also might chime in because I'm forced to be here, so I might as well have a voice. This one comes from the Christmas special from Brett Nelson, who says, I've gotta say, I first heard about you guys from Dark Matter 2525, but now, I think you guys are better.
I agree. And here's why. Sex appeal.
That's what it is. You can hear our voices, and it's all sex.
Hugo's face came on the other day. Not his real face, an effigy of his face.
We were on the Drunken Peasants podcast, and there was a poll to see who people wanted to jerk off to more. I won the poll.
It was still going. Hopefully you win the poll.
I did.
Forever.
Yeah. And someone after the show tweeted me a picture that they had printed off of our faces, and there appeared to be what was cum on
I'm not going to
my
show
face.
it, but
I'm not going to show it.
You can follow Hugo
at Hugo Reloaded
and look for it if you want, but
I think I retweeted it.
Yeah,
I commend the effort, if nothing else.
And you said the funniest thing though. You said, "I have stolen your power."
It's true. You come on a picture of me, I get your power. That's just how magic works. It's like that's why they don't go into detail in the Harry Potter books. A lot of it's cum-based magic.
So long story short, no one's coming on Dark Matter.
This was on the channel, actually, a channel comment, and this is from the Atheist. He says, and I'm going to skip around a bit because it is a very long comment. Feel free to pause the video and read it yourself if you'd like. Retort I gave to the channel and I shall send to you. I liked this channel until I found out they are in fact passive atheists and not anti-theists, whom like to laugh in the face of religion. Their passiveness to the movie was absurd. Seems to me they're just two American atheists that like to laugh at the very unfunny nature of the movie and Christianity God-theism. This was by definition 0 out of 10, just like the chances of possibility of being a gods. So he goes on to talk about how basically he wants us to just shit on every single religion and everyone who is religious, and talks about the scale of likeliness of being a god, talks about Hitchens, Dawkins, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then it ends with, that's my case in short against the movie and also against the channel above. Suggestions: become anti-theists. Stop being passive atheists, laughing at unjust immoral distortions, which only make you quite foolish and arrogant at the least. This is the first comment we've gotten, by the way, that's told us we are not atheist enough.
I didn't know that once you designated yourself as an atheist, you could be more or less atheist. Like, it's just, like, I can't believe or not believe in a thing less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get what he's saying. He's saying, I need you to be anti-theists and not passive atheists. Are we passive?
I wouldn't say we're far more active than most.
We just don't... Okay.
He's just complaining that we're not mean to people who aren't atheists.
Here's the thing. When you approach someone who is a theist, regardless of who they are in your life, if you're going to have a discussion in which you want to change their opinion on a thing, which is something that we don't actively do, but would like to do. We would like to change your opinion as we go through the Bible and some of the other stuff by using humor as our bridge to make you walk across it over to our side just for a little bit, because you can go back when you're done and just kind of hang out for a little bit and find, hey, it's not so scary over there in atheist land, and you can have a conversation with them, and you can laugh, you can have a good time, and then you can leave, and you can still be a Christian. But over time, people tend to move back over to atheist land and just stay, because it's a nice place to be, because we're fucking not mean to people, and that's the point. You can't be an anti-theist and still be productive. We are not anti-theists. We are anti-religion and anti-effects of that. And you know, we obviously are not pro-Christianity, but I am so for someone believing in it. Because that's their right as a person.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're from the States or not, but we are, and we try really hard, even though obviously we have pretty shitty politics most of the time, but we're generally a pretty progressive country in... Maybe not in the Western world necessarily, because we're pretty conservative in that regard. But I mean, just as the world as a whole, we're pretty progressive. And we're starting to get better. Even so, I think it's important to be able to have your own set of beliefs, right or wrong, because we could be wrong. There's a chance that we are wrong.
Could be. I don't think we are.
I don't think we are at all. I'm 100% invested in the fact that I don't believe in an afterlife or a god or any of that. But it doesn't mean I have to be an asshole to those that are. I have very good friends that are Christians, and we have several thousands of fans that are Christian. And we have converted, on accident, passively, just by being nice and saying, hey, check this out, and laugh with us, and then think about it. We have converted hundreds of people. We get comments all the time saying, hey, you really helped me. Now, generally those people are like fence sitters and not really super fundamentalists. I don't think we're going to change someone like a Jack Chick, ever. But they're people, man.
Yeah.
You can't just be a cunt to every fucking person because they think differently. That's how they do it. Like, that's how the worst Christians do it. You are the worst Christian that doesn't believe, basically. You're worse than them because you shouldn't be this way. You have no dogma. So this was fucking cool.
This is from our Atheist Watch Kidnap for Christ video.
Amazing.
And if you remember, that movie was about people who were kidnapped and taken to this place in the Dominican Republic, who were a very fundamentalist kind of Christian boot camp. And the basically main character of the movie, David, actually commented on one of our videos, and he said, Hugo and Jake, David Wernsman here from Kidnapped for Christ. Excellent evaluation and discussion of the film. Bravo. I don't know how I missed this till 3 months after you posted it, but in summary, thank you. You guys rule.
This makes me think a couple things. First of all, that's fucking cool. That we have the reach now to where someone in a film that we critiqued and actually thought very highly of thinks, hey, they did a good job at something.
Yeah.
Like, cool, that makes me feel great. Also, the fact that he says, I missed it 3 months after you did it, implies that he watches the show?
I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know about that. I think
or maybe he's just around. Either way, I'm really happy that he came around, and it seems like he's doing well. And Hugo did double check and vet this to make sure it was the guy, and it seems to be David Wernsman. Followed his Google Plus account and went all over the place and double checked just to make sure we weren't getting trolled. But
seems like a nice guy. So thanks for watching. Really, I'm glad you're doing all right, dude.
Yeah, seemed like a lot better now.
This is a comment on the channel from, we got this from the mobile version of YouTube, that's why it looks like this. Juminati.
like Illuminati, but Jews.
That's an awesome name.
It should have been Illuminati.
Probably. Next time.
You're welcome.
If you guys could fuck any gun, which would you choose? I'd personally get intimate with an MP40. Those bad boys make my mouth water.
When I read this the first time, I thought that because you capitalized Bad Boys that you were referring to the Will Smith movie for a second, so I had to reread it, and I thought, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence make your mouth water? That's odd to tack on at the end, but it wasn't. But I just thought I'd share that with you. MP40, great choice. Great choice for a gun. It's a submachine gun. You can attach a silencer, red dot sight. You can. It's close quarters. It's efficient. Can hold 32 bullets in a standard size clip. Navy SEALs use it all the time. Really great choice, but it's not the one I would choose. Hugo, would you choose a different gun, or would you go with the MP40?
I'm amazed at everything you just said. I don't know if any of it's true. I am not a gun person. I've shot a gun once in my life.
How'd that go?
It was fine. It was a tiny little handgun.
Was this a 22?
It looked like one of the...
I'm not a gun person either, for the record.
It looked like one of those pistols that Nazis used in World War II. Like, it didn't look like a full-on pistol. It looked like it had...
A Luger?
I don't know.
Oh.
It wasn't, like, old, though. It was just a really shitty gun. I don't know what any of this means.
So what would you... I assume you got to stick it up your butt, because you can't really, like...
If you have a high enough caliber.
Maybe, so you want like a 50 caliber Barrett?
Yeah.
One of those big old Mark Wahlberg and shooter?
Vaseline up the...
I don't know how wide those are. I don't know if you could... To be fair, I've never looked head on into your erect penis, so I don't know.
I don't need a very wide...
I put my hand up like I was holding it. You guys can't see that, but that happened.
It's accurate.
We shared it.
You somehow know the right width.
Anyways, I would go with I don't know, something that sounds cool, like a Mosin Nagant.
Is that even a real thing?
I think it's a sniper rifle from Russia, if I remember correctly. But no, I'm gonna go with Hugh Jackman's guns.
Like his arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would fuck those so much.
Fuck Hugh Jackman's arms. T-shirt idea. I'd fuck Hugh Jackman's arms. Also from the mobile version, and this is on our review of Atheists Watch Left Behind, which is the Nicolas Cage version. Joey Clay, why would you want Ghost Rider 3? They all sucked, and this is because we mentioned that Nicolas Cage, if he didn't make this movie, could have spent his time more productively, like making Ghost Rider 3.
It was the joke, you idiot!
I hate people who don't get jokes.
Oh my god, it's so annoying when people don't get jokes. We're, like, clearly we're making jokes from the start of that review, and then this is the one you don't get.
And finally, the last question, which comes from The Gunslinger, a Chick Tract. Comes from Tom Bailey. And he has a timestamp, so I assume we maybe said something there. I don't know. I don't remember the things we say. If I could account for the things we say, I'd be, I don't know what kind of person I'd be, but probably better than I am.
More responsible.
Yeah. God is not mocked. You reap what you sow. You guys really do not seem to have read the Bible before. The book of Romans and Galatians can help you to better understand grace and the price that Christ paid for you on the cross. I really enjoy your videos. They illustrate the importance of reading the entire text, not just singular verses. Thank you for showing what can happen by just reading singular verses rather than chapters. You read chapters in the Old Testament. Why not in the New? Kindest and best regards.
Okay, there's a couple things here. He says he enjoys our videos, and then says that we're only reading singular verses instead of chapters. So you lied to me. You lied to my face.
We go through a couple...
my virtual face.
Yeah, we go through a couple chapters an episode, usually.
Yeah. We've gone through, for those who don't know, who just maybe are new, we've gone through Genesis 1:1 all the way into, we're in the middle of 2 Samuel.
Yep.
And we'll pick that up back up in January. And we've only skipped, like, some of the genealogy.
Which isn't even important to the message of your religion. It's just genealogy.
Yeah, and in the episodes that we skip those, we say, hey, in the comments, if we miss something, we'll address it.
Yeah.
And we never got one of those. So, I'm just saying, yeah, you're wrong. We do not. We do that specifically to avoid this fucking comment.
Yeah. By the way, also, he says, why don't you read the New Testament?
Because we do it in order!
We're doing it in order.
Like, you cannot read the New Testament without having the Old Testament in context with it, because Jesus refers to the fucking thing all the time.
All of it. All the time.
He's a Jew. He is a Jewish rabbi.
Basically. So I guess that's it. Jake, you look exasperated.
No.
No? You're just over it?
I'll kill him.
Okay. You do that. So thanks everyone for watching. You can follow me at Hugo Reloaded.
You can follow me at Bible Reloaded.
You can donate to our Patreon.
That would be awesome.
You can go ahead and comment on things. Maybe Jake will respond to your dumbasses.
You could subscribe.
You could. You could do that.
You don't have to.
I don't care. And until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this has been Jake Reads Your Comments.